line and in. Great swing from Tatum McGovern. For those of you who are just joining us on the live feed, we're here at Monroe High School. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Lake Stevens is up 20-19 here in set number one. Make it 21-19 as that Sarah Day misfires on that serve. It's been a good battle so far. Sophie Barber and Sarah Day both with 3 kills for the Bearcats. Tatum McGovern, the setter, also has 2 kills and 2 aces. Well-distributed offense from Lily Eason, the senior setter, and the Lake Stevens Vikings. 3 kills for Hannah Onsen, 2 for Grace Schradel. Peyton Ludwig with the dig there. We'll go back to live action here for a second. Ludwig sends a free ball. Perez, Brooke Barnes, sophomore setter, up over the top. There's McGovern. That ball's dug. Eason out of system for Grace Schradel, who goes high over the hands, misses him, can't catch up. Anna Sack, the junior middle, for Lake Stevens has 2, as does Grace Schradel, the junior outside. The freshman, Maddie Eisinger, 2 kills on overfeeds, and Lily Eason, 2. The senior setter, 2 kills on the setter dump. Hannah Onsen, perfect pass for Eason. That one's picked up by Barnes. Zimmerman with the bump set for McGovern. Dig Solis. Eason, Onsen out of the back row, and that was asking a lot. She misfires, and we're at 21 each here. Late in set number one, the Monroe Bearcats look very, very strong tonight. Came out of the gates quickly, took a big 7-2 lead. Lake Stevens turned around and took it right back. And it has been neck and neck ever since we were at 7-7. Onsen, a little overfeed. Eason goes up for it, and that's Avery Davidson with the block. She gets the solo block. Eason didn't have a lot she could do with that one. That means a timeout for Lake Stevens. New head coach Kyle Hoagland takes a break. We're going to go ahead and stick with you here on STSPN.com. Tonight's match is brought to you by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. Thank you so much to them for their support of our bigger than ever broadcast schedule for high school volleyball here in Wesco. We've got 15 matches. Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, a huge part of that. Make sure you get by and say thank you to them, both with your voice and your wallets, please. Speedway Chevrolet here in Monroe sponsors our player of the match. Also a big supporter of high school sports. Make sure that you're letting these companies know that you appreciate them supporting our volleyball community. I'm Matty Bishop, alongside with the producer and mastermind of STSPN.com, Todd Elvig. We're proud to bring you this action here as Monroe looking to close out Lake Stevens late in set number one. Working on getting a score bug up there. Ludwig. Eason out of system for Onsen, out of the back row. Roll high over the top and out. She just misses. 23-21, the Monroe Bearcats in front of the Lake Stevens Vikings. Brooke Barnes, the senior Lilia Perez at the service line, and she misfires. And you give Lake Stevens a chance at that point. Grace Schradel comes back to the service line, and Hannah Onsen comes into the front row for the Vikings. Front row for Lake Stevens, the freshman Maddie Eisminger is in the middle. Senior setter Lily Eason be blocking on the right side, and your senior outside hitter Hannah Onsen hitting on the left pin. Carpenter, Barnes, pick up for Davidson. She hammers that ball off the block. Avery Davidson, we've talked about it every match this season. She has a high point of contact. Very, very effective. Ellie Lewis will check in for Brooke Barnes. Tatum McGovern has set point here in set number one as the Bearcats look to steal one from the Lake Stevens Vikings in set one and grab all the momentum in this. We're going to call it a midseason Wesco 4A match. Kendall Solis, Lily Eason, Hannah Onsen just hammers that one through the block. And Lake Stevens with the freshman Maddie Eisminger at the service line. That brings junior middle Anna Sack into the front row. Along with Onsen and Eason, they're looking to stave off their second set point. Sam Zimmerman can't control, and it's a service ace off the tape for the freshman Eisminger, and we've got bonus points here in set number one. Play to 25, you must win by 2. For those of you who are watching volleyball who are kind of new to it, that's how we roll. Lexi Carpenter, Tatum McGovern, quick in the middle, Sophia Barber, and she has been on fire. 4 kills, all of them in tempo. That one goes right over the block of Anna Sack. A beautiful swing from Barber. Megan Toomey checks into the match to serve for the Bearcats. She's a junior defensive specialist, accomplished beach player as well. Had a great season on the beach. She served to Kendall Solis, no slouch on the beach herself. Hannah Onsen rolls that one over the top and down, and we're tied at 25. That's the third set point that Monroe have had here in set number 1. Lily Eason, the lefty, senior, going to Seattle U in the fall. Toomey, run down by McGovern, way back across for Day. Nice roll shot, pick up by Valentine. Outside for Onsen, and the big block is up. It's picked up by Sack. Eason keeps it alive, and the call is, oh my, not sure I saw that. The call is that the Monroe player interfered by reaching over the net, and Lake Stevens has their first set point here in set number 1. And I'm not 100% sure that was the call. I didn't really see much of a defined signal from the official. Barber, and Barber puts down her 5th kill of the match, the junior middle for Monroe, and so 3 match points have gone for Monroe, or set points, pardon me, here in the first set. 1 set point has come and gone for Lake Stevens. Here's Lexi Carpenter at the service line for the Bearcats. Hannah Onsen, Eason, back set to Onsen, and she tools it off the block of Day and Perez. Onsen's got 5 now as well. Lake Stevens, their second set point. Hannah Onsen at the service line. Brooke Valentine checks out. Grace Schradel back into the front row. Onsen to Sarah Day. Overfeed. Eason hammers it down, and that's the end of set number 1, 28-26 for the Lake Stevens Vikings. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. I'm Maddie Bishop. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in about a minute and a half with set number 2 here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Did
You
you
shop
know
at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At G&S, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back inside Monroe High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is Snohomish Times Sports Network. We had ourselves a fantastic first set. The Bearcats and Lake Stevens Vikings took it into extra points. Lake Stevens comes away after fighting off 3 set points from the Bearcats. They come away 28-26 winners as set number 1, behind 5 kills from senior outside hitter Hannah Onsen, 3 kills from senior setter Lily Eason. Dumps and overfeeds, 2 dumps, 1 overfeed, I believe, for Eason there. A couple of kills each for Eisminger and Sack in the middle, and Grace Schradel added 2 kills on the outside. For the Bearcats, it was their middle hitter, junior number 14, Sophia Barber, who was dropping the hammer connecting in tempo with both her setters. Looked really good. She's got 5 kills. Outside hitter Sarah Day with 3. The other sophomore outside hitter Avery Davidson with 2 kills and a block. There's Lily Eason, her 4th kill of the match. She's tired of Hannah Onsen getting all the kills, I think. That big left-handed sweeping swing. It's kind of a fast-paced skyhook. Freshman Maddie Eisminger came up with a critical service ace when it was match point for Monroe. She serves now. McGovern and Sack, and a double contact called. I think because Sack was attempting to hit, not block the ball, hit it into the tape, and then touched it again. And that is a point for the Bearcats. Megan Toomey, the service line for Monroe. Ball's outside. Hannah Onsen about 8 feet off. Nice pickup by Toomey. Set from Sarah Day. Dig Valentine. Brooke Valentine with a beautiful dig there. Hannah Onsen down the line, and that is a sweet cross-body swing. Everything was facing far corner. She swings cross-body, follows through with her fingers right towards that in line. Imagine that. The ball goes right where her fingers follow through to. For all you young hitters out there, that's a pretty important thing. Eason, nice pass from Carpenter. Barber rolls that one over the top and gets it down. So Sophia Barber with the off-speed game now. She was all quick power in set number 1. There she goes up over the top of the defense. A nice finesse shot to drop that ball right down on the end line. Carpenter comes back to serve. That means Barber comes out of the front row. The senior Lilia Perez takes her place. Eason pulls that one out of the net. Anna Sack can't get it back over. And that's a good tough serve from the junior Carpenter. And Monroe, much, much improved. They are a young team. They have come together really, really well in the first few weeks of this season. They look very good tonight. Valentine, Eason, big back set for Onsen. She misfires. Eason maybe forcing it just a smidge to her big outside. One goes down sometimes in the just because you can doesn't mean you should do it category. Carpenter, Valentine, bump set from Onsen. Haley Muir goes up above everybody. The pancake from Carpenter. McGovern, nice dig by Muir. Eason, outside for Onsen, off the block, picked up, nice cover Valentine. Bump set from Anna Sack. Hannah Onsen goes through the block and off of Tatum McGovern for her 7th kill of the night. A couple really heads-up cover plays from the Lake Stevens Vikings. As those 2 balls came quick off the block. Valentine picks one up, Anna Sack picks the other up, and a service ace from Onsen. She's now got 9 points on 7 kills and 2 aces. She misfires on that one. She was the Speedway Chevrolet player of the match last time we covered Lake Stevens. We probably won't give her 2 t-shirts. Spoiler alert. Brooke Barnes at the service line, sophomore setter for Monroe. She misfires. And that's going to bring Maddie Eisminger into the front row for Lake Stevens. Freshman middle has been very effective so far here. Trial by fire early season. But she started from match 1. By the time she gets to the end of the regular season, she's not going to really feel like a freshman anymore for the playoffs. Peyton Ludwig with the serve. Outside, tip over the top. Tatum McGovern. Nice pickup by Ludwig. Here's a big set across for Grace Schradel, and she's blocked. And I believe that was Perez and McGovern who got up on that one. Might have been Perez and Day. In fact, I think it was Perez and Day. I don't think that McGovern and Day switched that time. Sarah Day back to serve. She goes right at Peyton Ludwig and gets the service ace. Sarah Day, a block assist, 3 kills and an ace on the night. And the night is still young. Monroe, once again, very impressive here early in set number 2. Talked about it with a few of the West Coast or Westco 4A coaches, and it was generally agreed as we see a double contact call against Eason. A lift. It looked like more of a double, but a lift either way. It was generally agreed upon that Monroe was not going to be as easy to match up with late in the season, or they were going to be much more difficult, it's a better way to say it, to match up with late in the season than they were early in the season. Hannah Onsen, big swing out of the back row. I think she missed that one, but the line judge gives her credit for it. Looked to be just a smidge long, but the call was decisive and quick, and he has a much better view of that than myself or the Monroe fans. Kendall Solis at the service line. Avery Davidson with that high point of contact. Big reach out of Avery, and she just goes right over top of everybody. Lilia Perez, Peyton Ludwig, Lily Eason, and Grace Schradel hammers that one down off the block. Tatum McGovern just couldn't get quite the push she needed to put that one straight back down, and Schradel pounds it in between the hands and the tape. Schradel goes back to serve. Grace played middle much of last year until she was injured. Very versatile player. Pickup by Solis, run down by Peyton Ludwig. Here's Schradel sending in the free ball. Sam Zimmerman taking limited back row duties. Here's Davidson, and it was off the block I believe. Ludwig tries to pull it down. Avery Davidson has caught fire here early in set number 2. She's going over top the block of Eason, which is not easy to do. Lily puts up a pretty formidable block. Tatum McGovern at the service line now for the Bearcats. And checking into the match, making that pass, number 7, Connie White for Lake Stevens. That ball pushed through. It's Barber. Nope. That ball's out. I thought she caught hands as Sophia Barber misses on that one. Lake Stevens gets the side out. So taking a look, it is number 7. First we've seen of her. She's a senior outside hitter defensive specialist for the Vikings. Davidson high over the top, just long. She almost got that one as well. The off-speed shot just misses, and we've got ourselves a good one here in set 2. Set number 1 went 28-26 to the Vikings. That ball is out. Barber just a smidge out. That's 2 plays that were within 4 or 5 inches. Eisminger. Carpenter, bump set from McGovern for Lewis, and Ellie Lewis with the kill, her second of the night. Lewis and Eisminger have been 2 of the most influential freshmen that I can think of off the top of my head in the West Coast 4A matches that we've seen so far this year. Trying to think of where else I've seen freshmen making a big contribution. That was White with the pass. Onsen, tough angle, dig from Sarah Day. Ellie Lewis pounds that one off the block. Onsen tries to put it down. Tatum McGovern with the dig. Sarah Day now. White didn't overfeed. Anna Sock can't come up with it. As that ball looked like it might have gone over. Anna came down to try and out-of-system bump set for that. Didn't quite work out. That brings Megan Toomey to the service line for the Bearcats. Kendall Solis and White, all kinds of hustle, and she's okay. That was one hell of a play. I don't think you can see it on our angle there. She went all the way back, hit the floor hard, and then brushed the wall. Toomey just long on that one. Nice aggressive serve. Lily Eason brings Haley Muir back to serve. Lily brings Haley Muir into the match in place of the defensive specialist Kendall Solis. Sarah Day hammers that ball off the hands of Muir and down, and Sarah Day with 4 kills. So the sophomore outside's doing the job tonight for Monroe early. Sophia Barber, the junior middle, chiming in as well. Something we haven't seen out of the Bearcats has been consistency out of their hitters. There's a misfire from Onsen. She's been drifting through the ball, broad jumping just a little bit, catching herself underneath it and hitting an uncharacteristic amount of balls out. White, Eason, Muir misfires on that one, and the Bearcats open up a bit of a lead. That'll bring a timeout from Kyle Hoagland and the Lake Stevens Vikings, and a timeout from us here on STSPN.com. We're back inside Monroe High School where the Bearcats lost a tough one in set one. Lake Stevens fought off 3 set points. Gosh, I've done it like 5 times. I'm a little rusty tonight. First broadcast of the week on a Tuesday. I'm used to these 3 broadcast weeks, Todd. What's going on here? Lexi Carpenter, junior libero for Monroe at the service line. Peyton Ludwig, Lily Eason. There's Haley Muir, pick up by Carpenter, and McGovern can't control that one. Anna Sack doesn't touch it. Comes off the tape, and McGovern can't control. That brings Hannah Onsen to the service line. Grace Schradel back into the front row to hit the left pin for the Vikings. She's there alongside middle Anna Sack and right side Haley Muir. There's Sarah Day, your front row outside for the Bearcats with the pass and swing, and Peyton Ludwig almost ran that one down. Sarah Day gets her 5th kill, and a quick side out for Monroe allows them to keep the pressure on the Vikings. Sophomore setter Brooke Barnes. This team is going to be good for a while here in Monroe. Monroe has been good for a while. Lots of young key components in place here. The setter Barnes serves Onsen. Here's Muir, nice shot off the hands and a great pickup by Barnes, but it's outside the antenna, and Haley Muir gets her first kill of the night on a big hammer swing from the right-hand side. Peyton Ludwig, the senior libero, will serve for the Vikings. Maddie Eisminger, freshman middle, takes the place of Anna Sack. In the front row was Schradel and Muir. Barnes, Perez, and McGovern. Or Barnes, your setter, Perez, McGovern, and Day, and that ball off the tape and out, no touch. Sarah Day just misses on that one. So last time we saw this, it was McGovern staying and hitting the left pin. Setter hitter Tatum McGovern. Brooke Barnes setting. Sarah Day was staying on the right side with Perez in the middle. We'll see if they switch it up if they get to the transition play this time. Carpenter keeps the ball alive. McGovern sends a free ball. Easy one for Ludwig. Eason, right side for Muir. She misfires. That ball gets just behind her. As a setter, you get that body position towards the pin on the left side of the court as you're looking towards the net. And it's difficult. You have to set over your right shoulder a little bit to be able to lead your right side effectively. That doesn't always happen. That right side ends up with a lot of balls right on top of their head or slightly behind them. Eason quick in the middle for Maddie Eisminger. They're going to say that ball was up. That ball was down. Maddie Eisminger with the kill on that one, and the officials get it right. Kendall Solis in to serve for the Vikings. Samantha Zimmerman checks into the back. Solis, Carpenter, Barnes, back set for McGovern. Nice dig Onsen. Eason pushes outside for Schradel from the 10-foot line. She sends it right at Barnes. McGovern, bump set for Davidson, and it's in! Oh, what a swing, and Hannah Onsen went to ground and decided to leave it, and he could tell by the look on her face she knew. As the line judge gets the call right, Hannah grimaces in a little frustration. Frustration, maybe. She'd like to have that ball back, but it was a smile. This kid's always smiling. Grace Schradel, dig by Zimmerman. Brooke Barnes outside. Davidson, nice dig Ludwig. Eason runs that one down. Here's Schradel over the top. Perez. Schradel again and drops it in the corner. Grace Schradel with the finesse play. What a shot from her. If we were on the beach, we'd call that a high line up over the top of the defense, dropping right on the end line with just a little bit of top spin. Indoors, we just call it a point. Hannah Onsen comes to the front row now. Schradel to the service line. Solis and Ludwig also in the back row for Lake Stevens. Here's Tatum McGovern hitting out of the right side. Dig Ludwig. Schradel misfires on that one into the net, and Monroe holds serve here. Tatum McGovern will come back to serve. Ellie Lewis, the freshman, checks in to hit the right side. She's in the front row for the Bearcats, along with Avery Davidson and Sophia Barber. Samantha Zimmerman and Lexi Carpenter round out your defense with the setter McGovern in the back row for Monroe. 2 aces on the night already for Tatum. Connie White sends a down ball. Back set for McGovern for Lewis, and it's a big block from Onsen and Eisminger. Difficult. You pull that slow play to the right side a little too far off the net. You give those blockers tons of time to just line that ball up. Eisminger with the serve right at Zimmerman, and she gets another ace. Freshman Maddie Eisminger with 2 aces at opportune times here late in the first, and now getting towards crunch time in the second set. Very aggressive serves, low flat over the net and just down the line. There it is again, right to the middle this time for Carpenter. Oh, the dump from McGovern. Onsen reached out and said no. Barber roll shot over the top, picked up Eisminger, fed back over the net, and that is Davidson who tools it off the hands of Onsen and gets the kill. Megan Toomey in to serve for Monroe. They look to hold their composure down the stretch here against the undefeated Vikings. Ludwig, White, trouble set for Onsen, and she misfires that one. An easy one for Monroe there. Comes Toomey again. Ludwig, Eason, Onsen, and it's off the block and out. And so Barber and Lewis were there. They just couldn't quite clit their hands far enough over. Onsen catches, I believe it was the left hand of Barber, and it ricochets out of play. Lily Eason at the service line, the senior setter for Lake Stevens. And she gets the ace. Megan Toomey can't control that one. Eason with an ace and 4 kills so far on the night. Hannah Onsen leads all hitters, 9 kills. Davidson and Barber on the Monroe side with 6 apiece. Here's Eason again. And she goes after Toomey again, and she gets her second ace. And there's a timeout from the Bearcats. We've got another good one here as Lake Stevens and Monroe battling towards the end of set number 2. We'll be right back on STSPN.com. Welcome back inside Monroe High School. The senior setter for the Lake Stevens Vikings, Lily Eason at the service line. Monroe trying to earn set number 2 here against the Vikings. They've been here before. They had a lead in set number 1. Lake Stevens came back and took it away. Lexi Carpenter, Ellie Lewis, trouble set. Carpenter sends the free ball. Here's Ludwig. Eason outside for Hannah Onsen. Very little, well, I can't say that. That's not fair to Lily Eason and the rest of the Lake Stevens Vikings. But, man, you sure have a feel for where that ball is going to go when Lake Stevens really needs a point this year. Hannah Onsen has been clutch so far early season. Megan Toomey, Tatum McGovern, Sarah Day hammers that one down the line. And the Bearcats with a beautiful response. Great side-out play from them. Carpenter now back to the service line. Day, Perez, and Lewis in the front row for Monroe. Ludwig and a sack. Dig by McGovern. Out of system set for Day. High over the top. Pick up by White, and she hits her head on the floor. She's hurt. She's back up on her feet, but she's definitely injured. The official should stop that one after contact with the floor. Connie White keeps going. Sarah Day swings. Ball's picked up by Anna Sack. Lily Eason. Perez with a block touch and then a dig, and Sarah Day. Peyton Ludwig. Eason sends that one over, picked up by Perez. White still on the floor, still this rally's going on. Eason outside for Onsen, and she puts it off the inside. Hands on the touch. No touch, it is out. I thought the touch came off the block there, and there's the official stepping in now so that they can take Connie White off the floor. The official should have blown the whistle and should have stepped in much, much earlier than that. That rally should have been replayed. As a tough situation. She's a tough player. Went to the floor and just a little snap of the neck. Her head came down and caught the hardwood. You could tell she was dazed, a little hurt. She got up. No shortage of tough as she played through it. She'll be replaced by Brooke Valentine. Meanwhile, Lexi Carpenter and the Monroe Bearcats earn the point. Thought I saw a touch. The EP official has a much better angle than I do, to be perfectly honest. And the Bearcats serving for the set. Here's Hannah Onsen, left-handed poke over the top. Back set for Ellie Lewis, picked up by Peyton Ludwig. Oh, Pedro had it. Lake Stevens is furious. And the down ref, with the player between him and the ball, makes the call that the up ref didn't make with the play right in front of him, and that's it for the Monroe Bearcats taking set number 2. We're guaranteed to get at least 4 sets out of tonight's match. This has been some great stuff. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break. Hey, check out these sponsors. Make sure that you're giving them some love for helping support great volleyball like this right here on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at GNS.
Welcome back inside Lake Stevens Monroe High School. I don't even know where I am. Where we've got the Lake Stevens Vikings against the Monroe Bearcats. It is written right on the wall across me. One would think I'd figure that out eventually. I'm Matty Bishop. This is STSPN.com. Thank you for watching, everybody. We're tied up here. We got a fantastic match between the Lake Stevens Vikings and the Monroe Bearcats. Monroe take set number 2, 25-22. Lake Stevens took set number 1, 28-26. And the Monroe Bearcats, the sophomore outside hitters Sarah Day and Avery Davidson, 6 kills apiece. Junior middle Sophia Barber, well, that's her 7th kill right there. Just like they started the match, the quick connection on the side out. Barnes to Barber, it's been good, and that brings Tatum McGovern back to serve and set. That brings Ellie Lewis, the freshman, in to hit the right side for the Monroe Bearcats, and they've got to be feeling good. Jackson took a set off Lake Stevens. Kamiak took 2 off Lake Stevens, so they're certainly not unbeatable. Lily Eason goes up, pushes that ball through. We'll give her a kill for that one. Maddie Eisminger back to the service line, the freshman middle for the Vikings. They're not unbeatable, but they've certainly come up with answers every time they've lost a set. It'll be very interesting to see how Lake Stevens responds to losing a set here to Monroe. Monroe just got their first win of the season late last week. They've had a very difficult start. Barber with her 8th kill through the middle there, just the power tip. Kendall Solis, the defensive specialist on the right side for Lake Stevens, can't quite come up with that one. Into the match is Megan Toomey for the Bearcats. mentioned it a couple times. She had a very good season on the beach. Number of beach players. Lily Eason, Hannah Onsen, both with quite a bit of beach experience. Kendall Solis. Oh, and Hannah Onsen, and that one's straight off the face of Lexi Carpenter, and she's down. Onsen's 11th kill, as it just came through that block, maybe off a slightly funky angle. And Carpenter took that one square in the kisser. And she's dazed, and now we have 2 players going through the concussion protocols. Looks like Lexi's smiling at least, maybe bleeding a little bit, maybe a bloody nose. Here's, let's see, that means we're going to get to see Cassidy Culbertson come into the match. Hannah Onsen hits a heavy ball. Second time this year we've watched her get the better of a libero. Just that ball coming through the block can be so difficult to read. She hits it so hard, it comes fast. Culbertson, McGovern, Day. What an up by Peyton Ludwig. That ball set on Temple outside for Hannah Onsen, and she puts it down inside the sideline. Great angle from Onsen. Great dig from the libero Ludwig. Lily Eason, senior setter at the service line for the Vikings. Sarah Day. Run down by Tatum McGovern. That one's overfed almost. That's 4 contacts. No? Well, we'll give the kill to Haley Muir then. I didn't think that the Lake Stevens players touch it. They certainly didn't argue. Timeout for the Bearcats as they'll go and try and recover. Lake Stevens going to take advantage of the early timeout as well, and so will we here on STSPN.com. Welcome back inside Monroe High School. Well, the good news is Lexi Carpenter's on the bench laughing. She's got a giant wad of cotton shoved in her nose. Looks like it was just a bloody nose from the big swing from Onsen. Lily Eason, senior setter for Lake Stevens at the service line. McGovern pushes this ball up. Free ball sent by Day. Brooke Valentine. Eason quick in the middle for Anna Sack, and it's off the block and out. And Anna Sack with her 3rd kill of the night. Big swing off the big block of Barber. And Sophia Barber just couldn't get quite enough penetration on that one to angle it down. Instead, it angles out of play. Eason again. Toomey, perfect pass. McGovern, quick in the middle for Barber. That one's off the block of Sack. McGovern bump set for Day, and Day hammers that one off the block and down. Sarah Day with 7 kills. Nice balanced offense here for the Monroe Bearcats. Brooke Barnes and Tatum McGovern doing a nice job of moving the ball around. Sophia Barber's got 8 kills. Sarah Day with 7, and Avery Davidson with 6. Barber at the service line for the Bearcats. She misses that one. Lake Stevens gets the easy side out, and that brings Hannah Onsen back to the service line, which will bring the junior Grace Schradel into the front row outside hitter spot alongside Anna Sack and Haley Muir, your right side. Hannah Onsen with the service ace. Her 3rd of the night. Haley Muir, a junior, for those of you keeping score at home. Into the match is Anna Wiganast. And so Carpenter out of the mix right now. April Munoz, head coach of the Monroe Bearcats, having to be creative with their substitutions to make sure that she's got some defense across the back row. Here's an out-of-system swing for Day. Pick up by Ludwig, but it comes off the bottom of the basketball hoop and down, and that's going to be a kill for Sarah Day. She's now got 8 on the night. Brooke Barnes will check in place of Ellie Lewis. That brings Tatum McGovern to the front row to hit. Brooke Barnes will set out of the back. Again, a good young team here in Monroe. Really fun to watch. We've seen them develop in just these first few weeks. Haley Muir runs down the pass from Onsen. Anna Sack sends a free ball. Wiganast, quick in the middle, looking for Perez, picked up by McGovern. This ball punched outside, picked up by Barnes. McGovern out of system set for Day, and she just couldn't quite wrap herself around that one. Maddie Eisminger back into the front row for Lake Stevens. The libero, Peyton Ludwig, back to the service line. Toomey, ball's run down by Barnes, and a free ball sent by McGovern. Muir pops it straight up. Outside for Schradel, high over the top. Nice dig from Wiganast. McGovern runs that one down nearly into the bleachers. Perez sends another free ball. Onsen, Eason, Schradel, and again, this time it's Brooke Barnes who takes one on the kisser. Grace Schradel sends that one straight down the line. Okay, 3 in one match is a bit much. Can't say I've ever seen this many. I think I've seen more six-packs this year than I've seen in the rest of my high school days combined. And Coach April Munoz taking no chances. She brings Brooke Barnes out of the match. And Ellie Lewis comes back into the match. And now we've got a situation where Monroe on the fly, switching from a 6-2 to a 5-1. Tatum McGovern's done this before. Peyton Ludwig, McGovern, Sarah Day, high over the top and misfires. Lake Stevens keeps up. The trainer's a little too busy tonight. Here's Ludwig. Toomey, McGovern, Day, and Onsen can't handle that one. Sarah Day. So Monroe got some work to do as they work to figure this out on the fly here. Some changes in Carpenter. Doug, you can't sub in there. Lexi, there you go. Lexi Carpenter back into the match. That's good news. Appears the bleeding on her nose is stopped. She's back in. We were just mentioning earlier in the match, she's been an impact player for them this year. Grace Schradel pounds that ball through the block. She's got 6 kills on the night. The outside hitters for Lake Stevens doing the work. Onsen with 12, Schradel with 6. Both middles have 3. That's Sack and Eisminger, and Haley Muir has 2 for the Vikings. Kendall Solis, defensive specialist, junior at the service line. Zimmerman, McGovern. There's Davidson. Again, Peyton Ludwig, run down by Hannah Onsen. Schradel sends a free ball. Here's McGovern, outside for Davidson. This ball off the block, picked up by Schradel, and this time the Vikings can't control it. Davidson gets the kill. Peyton Ludwig is touching everything back there, popping them straight up in the air, or at least getting quite a bit of altitude under them. That time Hannah Onsen was able to run it down. Here's the Leah Perez, serves right at Onsen. Perfect pass for Eason. Her and Eisminger were not on the same page. Eisminger was running the slide. Lily was setting the back one. And Sophia Barber hits the front one for her 9th kill of the night. Monroe battling through adversity here. Great to have Carpenter back available again. As we look now, Brooke Barnes going through the concussion protocols. Connie White went through concussion protocols for Lake Stevens. There's a swing from Schradel on the outside. She tallies another kill for the Vikings. She'll go back to the service line. Hannah Onsen, the senior, comes into the front row for Lake Stevens. Sam Zimmerman, Lexi Carpenter, and Avery Davidson are your serve-receive try line for the Bearcats, and they don't have any work to do there as that ball's just long. Tatum McGovern, now your only setter in the match. Back to serve. She's got now Davidson, Barber, and Lewis in the front row. This should be a good rotation for the Bearcats. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Solis, Eason, outside for Onsen, kept alive. What a dig by McGovern. Free ball sent, Solis, Eason, Eisminger pushes it over the top. Dig by McGovern again, out of system set from Carpenter. Davidson pounds it through, pick up by Solis. Eason, here's Onsen, tip over the top, and the freshman Lewis couldn't adjust the timing quite quickly enough. Hannah Onsen up at the top of that big swing. As we see Addie Boak come into the match. First time we've seen her. She's a junior middle for the Vikings. She takes the place of Anna Sack. Maddie Eisminger at the service line for Lake Stevens. Carpenter, McGovern, Barber. Addie Bulk sends that one right back at her. Carpenter sends this one over. Dig Eason, and it's Boak again, and the net violation call. Lake Stevens gets the point, and so into the match comes Addie Boak, and right away she gets 2 quick sets from Lily Eason. Lake Stevens gets the point on the net violation. Maddie Eisminger at the service line. Sam Zimmerman, McGovern, Lewis, misfires, no touch, out of play. Lake Stevens cruising here in set 3 as we mentioned, the Bearcats just working through some adversity. Great to have Lexi Carpenter back. Brooke Barnes still in the concussion protocols. Avery Davidson, she's got 8 kills. Big pluses so far for the Bearcats. Both of the young outside hitters performing very well tonight. Both those sophomore outsides playing very, very well. That's Sarah Day and Avery Davidson. And their junior middle, Sophia Barber's been very good. Peyton Ludwig got a system set to Hannah Onsen. She misfires on the little roll shot over the top. Megan Toomey continue at the service line for the Bearcats. Tatum McGovern running the 5-1 now. They've been running the 6-2 exclusively this year. Brooke Valentine with the pass. Hannah Onsen, and that's off the shoulder of McGovern. Sarah Day shoots that one high up over the top, and Tatum McGovern almost got another headshot there. She puts that ball off her shoulder. April Munoz telling her, hey, you got to get your hands up. Tell the kids at my gym all the time, you got to protect the pretty. That's priority 1. Make sure you're getting those hands up, protecting the pretty. Out of system set from Day. Barber can't get to it. Lake Stevens with Lily Eason at the service line. Brooke Valentine, Peyton Ludwig in the back row on defense. Continue to roll. Toomey, McGovern, Carpenter. Why Lexi Carpenter and Sarah Day? A little confused there. I'm not sure you want your libero trying to take that swing from your outside hitter. April Munoz decides it's time to have a chat. They're going to take a little break. Monroe uses their second timeout. We'll be right back on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
And we're back inside Monroe High School. Lake Stevens Vikings up 18-10 here in set 3. We're all tied up at 1 set apiece. Monroe won set number 2, 25-22. The Vikings with a 28-26 win in set number 1. This is STSPN.com. I'm Matty Bishop. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tatum McGovern and Hannah Onsen saw it but couldn't pick it up, and McGovern gets her 3rd kill of the night on the setter dump. She's running the 5-1. We're getting news from the trainer. Well, the trainer is giving head coach April Munoz for the Bearcats news about Brooke Barnes. Not sure what that news is. Lily Eason, Haley Muir, Dig Carpenter. Muir goes up and tips that overfeed back over, and double contact. Okay? Double called against the Bearcats. Grace Schradel comes into the front row for Lake Stevens. Hannah Onsen back to the service line. Tonight's match brought to you by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, as we see Haley Muir and Addie Boat go up for a huge block. Onsen, short ball down in front of Toomey. Service ace for Onsen, her 4th of the night to go with 13 kills. She leads all scorers. She's also been in on a block. Toomey, McGovern, Lewis pounds that ball off the block, and Schradel can't find it. The freshman Ellie Lewis gets the kill. Into the match for Monroe, the senior setter, Kara Souls. See, we would expect her to serve and set here. Ludwig, perfect pass for Eason. Quick in the middle for Boak, and she just misfires. Just hits that one a bit long. She's got a few swings, yet to register her first kill. Souls again. Here she goes again. And there's her first kill. There's Addie Boak's first kill that I've covered on STSPN.com. Her first kill of the match tonight on my extremely unofficial stat sheet, which I do my best to make sure has something to do with something here. But I've been known to misattribute a kill or two. Peyton Ludwig at the service line. Megan Toomey. Souls. Right side, Ellie Lewis. Dig Eason. Out of system set from Ludwig. Falling backwards, Schradel cuts a sharp angle and gets her 8th kill of the night. Grace Schradel had herself a solid evening in the front row. Peyton Ludwig at the service line. She's got an ace earlier in the match. Some amazing digs. Toomey. And Souls trying to bring that one back, and net violation called, as I thought she was a little too comfortable with the net there. And here's Peyton Ludwig serving for set number 3 here. Lake Stevens with a whole heap of set points to take a 2-1 lead. Carpenter, Souls, McGovern, Dig Onson, Eason, Schradel, Dig Carpenter, Souls. That ball's tight for McGovern. She punches it over the top. Ludwig. And quick in the middle for Eisminger, and Maddie Eisminger pounds it off the hands of Perez. She tallies her 4th kill of the night. Lake Stevens wins their 2nd set of the night. This is STSPN.com, everybody. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with set number 4 as the Vikings try and close it out. Monroe try and force a 5th and deciding set here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back inside Monroe High School. I'm Matty Bishop here alongside the man behind STSPN.com, the owner of the fastest mouse in the business, Mr. Todd Elvig. I have never seen someone click on so many things in such a short amount of time. Hey, if you like the quality of these broadcasts, if you like what we're doing to really highlight the efforts of these young athletes, we need you to real quick hear this and go out and thank a couple people for us. Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens has stepped up this year. They've made a huge investment in helping us make these matches possible. Huge investment in our volleyball community. Please go in and say thank you to those guys. And also Speedway Chevrolet here in Monroe. They're the sponsor of the player of the match. Make sure that if you can't get by there, give them a call. Let them know you like watching volleyball here on STSPN.com. Lake Stevens Vikings up 2-1, pardon me. Monroe had a great second set win. Maddie Eisminger, freshman middle at the service line for the Vikings. Addie Boak is in the front row for Lake Stevens. Avery Davidson looking for the high hands, can't find it, she misses. She's got 8 kills on the night for Monroe. Sarah Day, the other sophomore outside hitter, has 9 kills, as does the junior middle Sophie Barber. Tatum McGovern doing a nice job of running her offense. We've seen some adversity as I think Brooke Barnes, I'm not sure we'll see any more of her tonight. She went through the concussion protocols. Connie White for Lake Stevens, I think she has potentially been shut down for the night as well. Not 100% sure on either one of those. Do know that these coaches are not keen to take risks that don't need to be taken. And what a set from Eason. Oh my gosh, that's highway robbery. That was an incredible set from Lily Eason to lead Addie Boak. And Eason with a very angry face. Addie Boak with a great swing and kill, and I don't know where the double came from on that one, as we see Megan Toomey misfire on the serve there. Eason will go back to the service line now. Haley Muir checks into the front row. She's there with Addie Boak, the middle, and Hannah Onson, the senior outside hitter, who leads all hitters tonight with 13 kills. She's also got 4 aces to go with that. Oh, Sophie Barber. Whoa. Touch, in, out. We got 4 different calls going on the floor right now. And it's the touch call we're going to take. So that is a kill for Barber, her 10th of the night. Lexi Carpenter, junior libero at the service line. Hannah Onson jumps through that one, misfires just a little bit. Carpenter was out in the 3rd set for a few moments with a bloody nose. Always tell my players, you can dig the ball with your face, but you better get the angle right. Boak comes down funny under the net. Her timing was a little off. She appears to be okay. Thought she was wincing in pain. Maybe it was just in frustration. She tells the ref, yep, I'm good. Here we go. Her and Haley Muir stacked to the left. Hannah Onson, the front row outside hitter, passing on the right part of the try line. The overfeed there. Boak tips over the top. Nice read from McGovern. Out of system set for Carpenter. Day. Peyton Ludwig with another wonderful dig. Hannah Onson hammers that one off the hands and down. Megan Toomey tried to get under it, just could not as it came off the block at a funky angle. It's a very difficult play to make as a defender, is that ball changing directions with pace in a short amount of time. Hannah Onson, she serves Sarah Day, run down by McGovern. Set for Day, high over the top, dig Ludwig. Eason brings that one back. Peyton Ludwig, high roll shot out of the back, dig Carpenter. McGovern, quick in the middle. Perez, Hannah Onson leaves it. No touch on the, touch on the net violation, net violation against Addie Boak, looked like. And that's going to be Monroe's ball. Kara Souls into the back row, senior setter. Looks like she has taken the place of Brooke Barnes, a sophomore setter, who played very well this evening until she dug a ball with her head. Haley Muir, dig by Carpenter. Souls, bump set outside for Day. High roll over the top and just about 8 inches long. Maddie Eisminger comes into the front row. Libero, Peyton Ludwig to the service line for Lake Stevens. Ludwig, tough serve. Carpenter, nice receive. Kara Souls, Lilia Perez, and that one is down. And man, we have a crazy line judge on this right side. I don't think you can see him on the broadcast, but he's doing some crazy stuff. Lilia Perez, just her 2nd kill of the night. It was a beautiful one. Sarah Day at the service line. Avery Davidson back into the front row for the Bearcats. Peyton Ludwig overfeed and out of play. Service ace for Sarah Day, her 2nd of the night, to go with 8 kills. Her and Sophia Barber tied for the lead in point scorers. Nice float serve from Day. This time Onsen handles. And Eisminger. That was definitely a touch. And the line judge shrugs. There was definitely a touch there. Maddie Eisminger gets her 5th kill of the night. Line judge, our aggressive line judge here on the right side that you can't see. He was all over it. Had the call. Difficult, though. You sometimes second-guess yourself when an experienced official gives you a weird look. Shrugged his shoulders, but the down official saw the touch as well. And here's Avery Davidson. Onsen with the dig. Eason just goes up and puts that ball away. I wasn't sure what Lily Eason was going to do with that ball, as it was a funky place to have to get to quickly and set, and that's what she's going to do with that ball. Lily Eason, one heck of an athlete, committed kid. I remember when she was a U12. She used to come out for conditioning training with me pretty religiously. Nice touch from Kendall Solis, but that's a quick in the middle kill for Perez. And all of a sudden here in set 4, Lilia Perez has got 2 kills, and Monroe not in bad shape here early in set 4. Talked about the improvement in the Bearcats. And that ball up off the block, picked up by Schradel. Out of system swing out of the back row. Perez digs Onsen. Davidson off the block, pick up Ludwig. Outside for Schradel now. Dig in the middle. Perez again. Souls. She sends that one for Davidson. Dig Eason. Or pardon me, dig Solis. Set Eason. And that ball's put down by Schradel. The off-speed pitch, if you will. Finds the floor. You always want to keep a defender guessing. Hannah Onsen back to the front row. Grace Schradel back to serve. Service ace as Sam Zimmerman can't get under that one. Schradel with her first ace of the night to go with 9 kills. She's had herself a fantastic night. Carpenter. Souls. Big swing from Tatum McGovern, and she puts that one on the floor. Tatum McGovern, a good all-around player. We usually see her on the beach once or twice a year. She's got the game for it. Playing on the beach, doubles ball, you got to be able to pass, set, and hit. You get to touch every other ball. There's no bench. There's no better way to play, really. Hannah Onsen hammers that one far corner. What a swing from Onsen. Just thinking of some of the players that these two teams have graduated in the last 2 years. Gabby Gunterman's at Western Washington University. She graduated from Lake Stevens last year. Meredith Teague, I believe, is at Loyola Marymount. I believe, as we see Eisminger miss her serve. Pardon me, Mara, I don't remember exactly where you ended up at. I think it was LMU. Jessica Clark graduated from Monroe 2 years ago. She's playing beach at Grand Canyon University. Megan Toomey steps in. Eason, looking for Addie Boak on the quick connection. Just a misfire. That looks like a work in progress there. So they're getting some good time to work on that here in this match. Toomey, Valentine. Outside for Onsen. That's through the block. Carpenter got under it but couldn't control it. Hannah Onsen just keeps on keeping on. She's got 16 kills tonight. Haley Muir into the match. Takes the place of Solis. She'll block and swing on the right side. Eason, the setter, serving out of the back row. Good pass from Carpenter. Outside for Day. And again Peyton Ludwig. Valentine sends a down ball. Carpenter. McGovern. Here's Lewis. That's picked up by Eason. Onsen on 2. Dig by Toomey. Here's Day. Again Peyton Ludwig. Here's Onsen. Nice pickup by Day. Good read. Here's Lewis. And gets that one off the hands of Onsen and down. And Ellie Lewis with her 4th kill of the night. Peyton Ludwig with 2 high quality digs for the Lake Stevens Vikings. She's had herself a very good night. This young lady has persevered, worked really hard to be part of this team this year. Look at that set for Onsen. She misfires, looking for the touch. No touch detected. Haley Muir, or Addie Boak, disagrees strongly. To be fair, I did not see that one. Carpenter at the service line. Onsen, Eason outside for Muir. She misfires. Lake Stevens, the little hiccup here in set number 4. The Monroe Bearcats, young, scrappy, and more consistent tonight than we've seen yet this year. I really like what I see out of this Bearcats team. Carpenter, Valentine, Eason. Here's Onsen. That one's on the floor with authority. Hannah Onsen will come back to serve. Grace Schradel comes in to hit the left pin for Lake Stevens. Megan Toomey. Ball run down by McGovern. Sarah Day high over the top, misses. Lake Stevens working their way back into this one again. Monroe will stretch out that lead, and then Lake Stevens reels it right back in. Monroe stretches, Lake Stevens brings him back. We've seen this in all 3 sets so far. There's Sarah Day. Nice pickup from Toomey as that ball's blocked. Ball set in a funky angle back for Carpenter, who sends a free ball. Here's Grace Schradel, and she puts that one on the floor. Schradel with her 10th. Hannah Onsen continues to serve. Lake Stevens is just relentless. They do not go away. McGovern outside for Day, and Sarah Day. She's got 10 now. That was a high quality swing. Nice sharp angle. That ball's hit hard. We've seen glimpses of what Sarah Day is capable of. Again, she's only a sophomore, as is Avery Davidson, the other outside for Monroe. The future is bright here in Bearcat country. Kara Souls checks in to serve and set for the Bearcats. Onsen, Eason, Schradel, off the hands and down. Grace Schradel with 11 kills now. Peyton Ludwig at the service line. She misfires. Avery Davidson checks into the front row for Monroe. Sarah Day back to the service line. Onsen, Eason, Muir, nice dig Carpenter. Souls pushes that ball outside for Davidson, off the hands, good pickup for Ludwig. Here's Schrodel again off the block, and she's got a dozen. Grace Schrodel has hit the ball very, very well for Lake Stevens tonight. Kendall Solis checks in to play defense in place of Haley Muir. She's also going to serve. She's got Onsen and Ludwig in the back row with her. McGovern skies that one. And Lake Stevens ties it up. Monroe fighting to force a 5th and deciding set. Lake Stevens trying to get out of here tonight with their 5th win of the season. Zimmerman. Service ace from Ludwig. No, I'm sorry, that was Solis with the ace. That's her 2nd of the night. Goes after Zimmerman again. There's Souls. Davidson, ball's popped up by Kendall Solis. Out of system set from Ludwig. Roll shot over the top, Onsen. Picked up by Zimmerman. Souls pushes it wide. Davidson with the left hand. Avery Davidson. Oh, that's good play. That's good play, Avery Davidson. As that ball gets outside the shoulder, most injuries happen to young outside hitters when they reach with that right hand across their body to the set too far. Not Avery Davidson. She uses that left hand. Big block from Avery Davidson. Sophia Barber there with her as well. As they shut down Eisminger on the slide, and Lilia Perez, the senior middle for Monroe, at the service line. Ludwig, jump pivot from Eason. Onsen misfires. Just a little long to the corner. Again, Monroe trying to stretch out a little lead here. Timeout. Vikings. Set number 4 is a good one as well. We've got ourselves a great match here on STSPN.com. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back inside Monroe High School. The Bearcats trying to force a fifth and deciding set. Senior middle Lilia Perez at the service line. Kendall Solis tight over feed on that one. Lily Eason goes up, but that ball doesn't make it over the net. And Perez with the service ace, her first of the night to go with 3 kills. Hannah Onsen for the Vikings. Lily Eason, Grace Schradel. That ball comes back off the block. Schradel covers her own. Left-handed tip from Eason and a net violation called against the Bearcats. And it looks like, I think, number 14 they're calling on that one. That was Barber. Brings Grace Schradel back to the service line. Hannah Onsen into the front row. Tatum McGovern with the pass. Kara Souls. McGovern, roll shot over the top, dig Schradel. Eason, Onsen off the block and out, and Hannah Onsen, 18 on the night. Junior outside, Schradel continues to serve for Lake Stevens. Carpenter, Souls, Barber punches it through, digs Solis. Onsen, tip over the top, and that one falls in front of Kara Souls. Onsen, change up, 19 kills on the night. Carpenter, Souls, Davidson, woo, dig Ludwig. Onsen, through the block again. Hannah Onsen, make it 20. And timeout Monroe now as Lake Stevens takes command. We'll go ahead and stay right here with you on STSPN.com. So we've got ourselves what could potentially be a good finish. It's going to be a good finish to the fourth set regardless the way these two teams are playing. Unbiasedly, I kind of hope we get to see a fifth set because it's fun. It's fun to be an impartial observer. Lots of great talent on both of these sides. Can't say enough about how hard these young athletes work. Here we are in the middle of a huge battle. It's 8:30. These athletes have either done their homework in the gym or they moved on. Hey, look, an Uprising Volleyball logo. That's pretty cool. We just announced our tryout times for our beach indoor hybrid program today. You can check those out at uprisingvolleyball.com. Registration comes up on Thursday, September 28th. We got all kinds of reasons for you to come play for Uprising Volleyball coming soon. Just one of them should be that we're really investing in our community, working to highlight the accomplishments of these young athletes during their high school seasons. Grace Schrodel, Samantha Zimmerman, Souls, back set for McGovern, off the hands, dig Ludwig. Eason, quick in the middle, roll shot over the top, Eisminger, Carpenter's got that one. Davidson off the block, and it's Eason and Eisminger who come up with that. Wow. Lake Stevens comes at you a lot of different ways. Tonight it's been primarily through the outside hitters. 32 kills combined on the unofficial stat sheet between Onsen and Schradel. Davidson, she puts that one down. 20 kills now for the outsides for Monroe. Sophia Barber, the middle with 10. Sarah Day and Avery Davidson both have 10. Tatum McGovern, junior setter for the Monroe Bearcats at the service line. Lake Stevens wants to side out here. Valentine, Eason, nice dig, Zimmerman. Oh, pick up by McGovern, but she's under the net. In the high school game, that's not allowed. In the club game, it is. Here we are. Match point for the Vikings. Freshman middle, Maddie Eisminger at the service line for Lake Stevens. Kind of an easy one. Carpenter puts that up. Here's Davidson. Nice dig from Eisminger. Eason. Oh, my God. McGovern had it covered. Lily Eason hit a ton of that ball. And here's Valentine. Free ball for Zimmerman. McGovern with the dump. Nice pickup from Brooke Valentine. Lily Eason. McGovern dig again. Carpenter runs it down. Free ball from Zimmerman. Valentine. Eason. Here's Onsen, and she finishes it. Hannah Onsen with her 21st kill of the night. The Lake Stevens Vikings 3-1 over the Monroe Bearcats. We've got your Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Match coming up. Stick around right here for just a couple minutes on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Was our cleanest match with regards to technical tonight.
Yeah, definitely wasn't.
All right, you ready?
Sure.
Well, welcome back inside Monroe High School, where the Lake Stevens Vikings came on the road, took down the Monroe Bearcats for their 5th win of their so far perfect season. I'm here with our Speedway Chevrolet player of the match, Lake Stevens libero Peyton Ludwig. Peyton, seemed like you touched everything tonight. Talk to us from a libero's perspective about how you're making those reads. How are you seeing what those hitters are doing?
It's definitely hard. I listen to my coaches because they keep stats on where to go. And where they go mostly, I cheat. And if they don't, then I just try my best to go get it up.
Excellent. So being a defensive player, right, you don't get nearly as many of the accolades, but you have an amazing offense on this team. So I'm going to give you just a minute to talk up your offensive players, your setter, your hitters, your middles. Talk to us a little bit about how much work goes into that and what it's like every day in practice to play on the other side of the net from those girls.
Well, talking to them is the biggest part of the libero job. So it helps them so much with realizing how many blockers are up, where like the spots are, and it just helps them a lot to realize like, oh, hey, the spot's open, so I'm gonna hit it there and get the kill.
Peyton, fantastic job tonight. Fantastic job to the entire Lake Stevens team. You guys are 5-0 on the season, undefeated. We know the goal is state this year. Keep up the great work, and it was great to work with you. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'm Matty Bishop on behalf of our producer, Todd Elvig, the sponsor of this broadcast, Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, and our Speedway Chevrolet player of the match, Lake Stevens libero, Peyton Ludwig. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next time on STSPN.com.